Well, folks, here we are, 2024. Hopefully you've had your fill of football and New Year's Eve revelry and what have you. So we're going to spend a few minutes here. I'm going to invite you all on a flight that took place about 13 years ago, a little bit shy of 13 years ago, in what used to be my office. And I put some graphics on the video, little bit of music, and the ride will take about 10 minutes or so, and hopefully you enjoy it. There's some learning involved. I want you to just sit back and enjoy the ride with me, and then we'll talk about what I want to pass along to you when the ride is over. Okay? So sit back, relax, no seat belts required, and enjoy.
Line up and wait.
Line up and wait.
Map display.
Looks good for one ride.
One right there. Hang up here.
It's been made.
Map.
Auto.
Wind 300 at 14. And then on 1734, contact Marco departure. Heavy wind 290 runway 1 right, clear for takeoff.
Lights are on.
Delta 2105, runway 3 left, and ground on 124.25.
Gotta talk to this guy. He doesn't seem to do. Right through 87. Yes, sir. Wait till I roll out. Bueno. I'm gonna go sleep.
Okay, so we're back here in Arizona now, a winter day. I'm wearing a vest. That's winter in Arizona. Chilly for us, probably warm for most of you in the northern tier. At any rate, hopefully you enjoyed the video. And At the end of the video, you may have noticed, hopefully you noticed, we've leveled to 20,000 feet. You may not have been able to pick that out of the video, but at the very end, I reach up and select a button, switch, if you will, whatever, on the glare shield panel and state autopilot on, which means that up to the altitude of 20,000 feet, I hand flew the aircraft, which amongst my peers and colleagues was rare. Most folks would fly the jet maybe to 1,000 feet, 5,000 feet, somewhere in there, and turn on the autopilot. I didn't do that much. If it was a nice, sunny, clear, smooth day, even nighttime, I hand flew it a good ways up to cruise. Why? Because I consider myself an aviator, and aviators fly their craft. Whether it's a 150, a light sport, or a transport aircraft, we fly. We manipulate the controls rather than manipulate buttons. And I always took pride in that. And sometimes the autopilot breaks. As a matter of fact, one time when I was on the Super 80, we had an inoperative autopilot just prior to Christmas, and they wanted us to fly from O'Hare to Pittsburgh and back. And it's a two-man airplane. Why? Because of the automation, and we didn't have an engineer because the pencil pusher said, well, you don't need it because of all the automation. Well, now we didn't have automation. We had to hand fly the airplane. And the only reason I elected to take it is because of Christmas. A lot of people wouldn't have made it to where they were going for the holidays. And because of my proficiency in hand flying the airplane, we took it. So sometimes it's good to know how to fly your airplane. I just make a distinction between pilots and aviators basically that way. Pilots generally push buttons. Aviators generally fly airplanes. In today's aircraft, once again, depending on or regardless of the size, a lot of airplanes have a lot of magic. My Bristol has two Garmin G3Xs, a lot of glass, a Garmin autopilot, can do a lot of things. And so you have to be proficient in what all that magic does and what button to push to affect what you want. At the same time, you've got to be able to fly your airplane. You should be able to know how to fly your airplane. Now with the G3X, it's got nothing to do with flying the airplane. But the autopilots in our aircraft do. And if you have an instrument rating and you're going to fly in IMC conditions and fly instrument approaches, you need to be proficient in the autopilot functions to do that successfully. Now, I'm not suggesting you don't. So you have two objectives: to be able to fly your airplane to the best of your ability, and also to play that autopilot like a grand piano, to know what button to push to activate whatever you're trying to activate, and to have that aircraft fly precisely when you need it to do what you want it to do. And to do that, you have to operate the autopilot in nice sunny days. So when you need it on a dark and stormy night, it will do precisely what you want it to do. So you have to be a maestro in two ways: to be an aviator and manipulate that aircraft's controls so it'll fly like the autopilot flies it, and then, when need be, to manipulate the buttons at the right time to do the right thing for that aircraft to do precisely what you want. But don't get so enamored with the magic that you take off, push a button, sit back, and watch the airplane do what you should be doing. Flying. Fly your aircraft, boys and girls. Fly it, because that's what we all want to do. Don't be so taken by the magic, the electronics, that you forget what you're there to do. To put your hand on the yoke, to put your hand on the stick, and to move it in such a precise manner that that aircraft goes exactly where you want it to go and when you want it to go there. And water your passengers' eyes with how you do it so smoothly that they believe the autopilot is on when it's not, when you're doing it. So, the video demonstrated that even in a big airplane, we can still fly our aircraft. And the passengers from row 1 to row, God knows how many, sit there and poo-poo and say, all he does is sit up there and push a button and sit back. No, you can still fly it. And the passenger in your 2-seat, 3-seat, 4-seat, 6-seat aircraft can poo-poo and say, well, you've got all these buttons, you just sit there and push a button. No, you can still fly. Be that aviator and go out there and make that airplane sing and do it to the best of your ability and enjoy what we're all out here to do. So that's all I wanted to pass on to you. And if I'm smiling and grinning, it's because that's the beauty of flight and the beauty of being an aviator. So take that with you and enjoy it through 2024, 25, 26, however long you can enjoy this wonderful avocation and do it safely. And share and subscribe. We can't forget that. I'll be back shortly with another video. We're going to try and tell you what we're planning to do and hoping to do for the rest of the year. Enjoy. Bye-bye.